Y'all gonna see this nigga's really a bum for real, for real. We really didn't want to tell y'all, but he's really a bum. And on December the 9th, the world gonna see that I'm levels above this bum ass nigga and this bum ass gigolo stripping ass bitch ass coach.
Hey man, quick thoughts on Devin Haney taking on Regis Prograis. He is challenging him for his WBC belt. Regis Prograis is there's a saying that you're only as good as your last performance. And Regis didn't look that great in his last performance. Some people felt like Devin Haney didn't look too great in his last performance. But they both were able to get victories. Excuse me. But my question is Devin Haney underestimating Regis Prograis? Now, let me just tell y'all what I've kind of analyzed. Starting off with Regis Prograis, he seems a little bothered and irritated. He's the champion, but he's fighting in the hometown of Devin Haney. He's bothered when people say, "Oh, how does it feel that you're fighting in his hometown?" He's like, this is not his home. He's from Las Vegas and all this old stuff. Somebody he gets bothered by that. He's saying that, when I go out and running and working out and I see people, they don't even like, they tell me they don't even like Devin Haney, and they giving me a lot of props and all this stuff. And so that's one of the few things that I noticed. One thing that I noticed from Regis Prograis. And then when people are asking, reporters, interviewers are asking him, how do you see this fight going? I'm hearing Regis on many occasions say, I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him. Well, I just believe it. I'm gonna hurt him. I know I'm gonna hurt this kid. I'm gonna hurt him. I hurt him. I'm like, damn, he's sure saying that a lot. But then on the flip end of that, he's been talking about how hard he's been working in training camp, how people underestimate his skills. And one kind of a red flag I see with a lot of fighters is that, when they're coming in looking to just hurt their opponent or just with knockout on their mind, they end up getting outboxed, or they may not have as good of a performance as they want to have. So I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but that's what I noticed about Regis. Is he keeps saying, I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to hurt him. And as a champion, I wanted to hear him say, I'm going to win this fight, whether it's a 12-round decision, whether I knock him out. But for you to say hurt, it's just like you have bad intentions in your mind. Like, it's almost like, as long as I hurt him, that's all that matters. That's the biggest thing. I got to hurt this kid. And I just expected to hear more. Maybe when the fight happens, December the 9th, his game plan will show something different other than just him trying to go in there and hurt Devin Haney. Maybe he feels like that's the only way he can win is if he hurts Devin Haney. But I'm not sure that Regis Prograis is confident that he can outbox Devin Haney and outpoint him for 12 rounds. I think that Regis is a good fighter, a decent boxer. But that's one thing. Another thing I know is just I'm hurt him. I hurt him. I hurt him. So I just think that he seems like a little nervous to me still. In the interviews, it's almost like he's trying to rush through questions when they asking him questions about Devin Haney. When they ask him about, how was the training camp? Training camp was good. I'm working extremely hard. My sparring and whooping, and it just seems like because of his last performance wasn't so great, he definitely he has like a chip on his shoulder right now, and he wants to try to prove not only to himself but to the world that he's better than his last performance. So we got to see how he does going into this fight with Devin Haney in his first fight at the 140 weight class, 140-pound division. I'm also seeing Bill Haney doing a lot. He's trying to, I think, get in the head of Regis. Of course, he's been going back and forth with Regis Prograis' fitness and conditioning coach, strength and conditioning coach and all of that. He's been saying that, he's been saying stuff like Devin Haney's going to knock out Regis, saying, is he going to come? Is he gonna come forward on my son, Devin Haney? If so, he gonna knock him out and all this sort of stuff, man. And Devin Haney is not a knockout artist. Well, this is his first fight at 140. Maybe he'll have a little bit more pop. And I want to say this too. I watched an interview. It's good to watch interviews from previous opponents and see what they say. I watched Joseph Jojo Diaz interview. It was on Mill City Boxing. He got a good interview with Jojo Diaz. And Jojo, he asked me, said, what was it about Devin Haney um that that Regis might have to look out for? What was it about fighting him that you can tell us? And he said his jab, because he had asked him, he said, does he have really respectable power? And JoJo said that his jab is very stiff. He said it's almost like a brick. He said you cannot just walk in. And he said, like, when you get hit with it, it does kind of make you uh step back and rethink just rushing in. So he said that might surprise Regis Prograis is the jab of Devin Haney. And we know that that's his best punch. We seen Devin Haney beat he become undisputed with the jab by beating George Kambosos. And then in the rematch, of course, he mixed it up by throwing some right hands, putting some combinations together and all of that. But we've seen Devin Haney be successful with just one punch, and that's the jab. And according to JoJo, it's a very firm jab. Um, Now, Regis Prograis is a southpaw, so Devin Haney, it's the angle, and Devin Haney's gonna have to try to, use it the best way he can. But I think he's gonna have to use that right hand a lot more, being that he's fighting against southpaw and Regis Prograis. But as far as Devin Haney, he's extremely confident. Um, I think that he feels he's levels above Regis Prograis, and he's kind of, I'm not saying he's overlooking and jumping ahead, but I think he's just extremely confident in believing that he's going to get past Regis and move on to bigger and better things. He's interested in bigger fights. One thing that kind of was alarming a little bit to me was when it was a certain interview where they asked Devin Haney about becoming undisputed at 140. And he said that that's not really on his agenda to become undisputed, two-time undisputed. He says that he's only interested in the biggest fights. So I don't know if he's gonna unify. I've even been hearing talks that he could potentially go up to 147. Um, and I'm not too much, a fan of that. Him just going up to 147 after one fight at 140. We've seen fighters jump up too fast in a bigger weight class and get humbled. But just staying focused on this fight. I think that Devin Haney um definitely got to be careful going into this fight with Regis Prograis. I think that he has the mental edge. He's already kind of got Regis flustered. Regis is like, I'm the champ. Y'all treat me like I'm the challenger and all of this old stuff. Y'all thinking that I can't box, but I can box. And, he said, I'm going to hurt this kid, this, that, and the other. Um, Devin Haney looks like the bigger guy, even though it's his first fight at 140. So it's a lot of mental challenges, I think, right now that Regis is struggling with. And Devin Haney feels like, he got this one in the bag from what I see. I do favor Devin Haney to win the fight. I think that Regis definitely got to land something, you know, um, to get Devin Haney in trouble for him to have the best chance at winning this fight. I don't know if he will though. It seems like the lights are a little too bright for Regis. From just off just my opinion. Seems like the lights are super bright for this guy. Fighting at this level, the magnitude of this, coming off a very shaky performance. Um, he's feeling the heat, I think. And Devin and Bill Haney, they are really rubbing it in. They are saying that, you got dropped in your last fight. All kind of different things that has got a lot of things on Regis Prograis' mind. And I don't know if he's going to be able to deal with the pressure, the mental pressure going into this fight versus Devin Haney, where Devin Haney really ain't got no concern, other than a guy who can really punch, and that's it. Because Devin Haney feels like he's a far superior boxer. He feels he's faster. He's got the longer reach, um, and better ring IQ, better experience. He feels, even though we know Regis has been in there with some good fighters. Josh Taylor. Um, you know, what's my other guy? My mom drawing a blank right now, but he's been in there with a lot of great top competition. You know, and both fighters. We got to see if they can execute the game plan. Jose Zepeda was a guy I was trying to think about. He's been in there with Jose Zepeda, and you know, he's been in there with guys that have been battle tested, some credible names. And but I just think that with this fight, the timing of him getting in there with Devin Haney, he could suffer his second loss, you know. But y'all give me y'all thoughts. Do y'all feel Devin Haney, the Haney camp is underestimating Regis Prograis? But like I say, I still think that Devin Haney will win the fight. I'm picking Devin Haney to win by decision. Um, and like I said, I think that the best shot that Regis got is to land something big. And if he lands something big, he can't just hurt Devin. You gotta finish Devin. I feel you can't just say I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him. I just believe I know I'm gonna hurt him. You gotta definitely hurt Devin Haney, and if he survives the round, you gotta hurt him again. You gotta bank some rounds. You gotta drop him. Knock him out. A lot of fighters get hurt. I seen Floyd get hurt in fights and still win. You know, hurting people in boxing don't win fights. You got to win rounds or knock them out. Okay. You can't just hurt somebody and think that that's all that matters. What if the guy can recover? What if his clinch game is on 10 and he's able to buy some time and weather the storm and then get back boxing? So y'all leave y'all thoughts below. That's all my thoughts for this particular matchup. I will be tuning in. Um, Team stream. I ain't buying the pay-per-view for the song, but I will be tuning in for the fight. But that's my thoughts. I'm the Black Horseman. Shout out to the UGC.